Hello, I'm Yondal Natu at the South China Morning Post. There are times when I feel ashamed of this profession because of how unscrupulous and unethical people in the journalism business can be when it comes to sensationalizing stories to attract those all-important eyeballs. I'm talking about the recent crucifixion of the Dalai Lama by the global Me Too mafia and social justice warriors of the media, after the BBC did a real number on the unwitting exiled Tibetan spiritual leader and painted a target on his shaved head. In a June interview with a British broadcaster, the Buddhist monk was reminded of eyebrow-raising remarks he has made in the past about finding a more attractive female successor. If a female Dalai Lama comes, she should be more attractive, he replied, jokingly repeating the same line that has set off some pearl-clutching in the past, and seemingly unaware that the world has decided no one is allowed to talk like that anymore, in any context or tone, with the sole exception of US President Donald Trump. Upstanding citizens of the Western world went into a virtue-signaling frenzy, choking on their pumpkin spice lattes and spilling coffee on their shiny new MacBook Air laptops in horror and outrage. The Dalai Lama wants a woman to succeed him only if she is hot, the headlines read, tarring and feathering him as a sexist and misogynist. Never mind the fact that for the first time in centuries of Tibetan Buddhist history, he is talking about overturning deep-rooted religious tradition to open up the line of succession to women after 14 male Dalai Lamas. And ignore his self-deprecating humor and his labored attempts to express himself in English, even though his intended meaning is clear to his Tibetan followers. Maybe you should look for someone with more charm and appeal to represent your interests on the global stage. I've been at it for 60 years. Why not a fresh face completely different from mine? Someone better looking than me. I realize the risk of setting myself up for some feminist hate and armchair histrionics, because any discussion that dares to touch upon a woman's physical appearance, no matter what the greater context, is instantly branded as male chauvinist drivel in this age of extreme intolerance. But this is the Dalai Lama we're talking about, not Harvey Weinstein, with all due respect to the concerned trolls and call-out culture champions. How many Tibetan women were offended by their spiritual leader's remarks? I haven't heard of any outcry among them yet, but I'm up to my ears in the chorus of condemnation coming from everyone else who has chosen to take offense on their behalf. The Nobel Peace Laureate, who just turned 84, was forced to apologize for the sake of world peace. His office released a statement saying he was deeply sorry that people have been hurt. It sometimes happens that off-the-cuff remarks, which might be amusing in one cultural context, lose their humor in translation when brought into another, the statement explained. Happy now? You've drawn and quartered a harmless old monk on the sacred altar of your wokeness. 10,000 Buddha's blessings be upon you. Here's a little quote to put it into context for all of you. It is bad manners to be clever, to assert something confidently. It may be your own personal view that 2 and 2 make 4, but you must not state it in a self-assured way, because this is a democratic country and others may be of a different opinion. You won't be getting any apology out of me for saying this. It is the year 2019, and not all Tibetans are bead-counting, prayer-wheel-spinning pacifists who can be so easily browbeaten by internet bullies.